The winds of winter are upon us. The climate is changing faster than we ever anticipated. I seem to be the only Meister that recognizes that climate change is affecting our world at this time. And you say, climate change? I say, yes. We look at climate change and we say, is it real? Well, it's interesting because we notice that something is going on. In regard to the question of climate change, there are three distinct groups that look at this in different ways. Group one says, oh, climate change is a natural phenomenon that affects the planet in cyclic periods of thousands of years. Another group says, no, climate change has been precipitated by human civilization, burning fossil fuels, polluting the environment, cutting down the rainforest, and yet an even third group, more foolish, says climate change isn't even occurring. And yet the reality is, it is occurring. It is cyclic. It doesn't matter who sits on the Iron Throne when the entire realm is being ravaged by the effects of climate change. Yes, we can go look at the ice cores from the Arctic and the Antarctic and see through eons of time a repeatable period where climate has drastically changed. And so this is not the first time, it's a part of a pattern. And yet, we also have to recognize that humans aren't helping the situation. By the way we are polluting the atmosphere and destroying the ecosystem, we are aggravating climate change. We're exacerbating climate change. So we are indeed involved. And the significance about it is this: climate change is our most immediate problem on this planet. Of course, you've seen the pictures of seawater rising with melting ice caps and thinking that's where the big problem comes from. And yet, on a positive note, let us recognize a simple fact. Human civilization is the most adaptable of all organisms on this planet. The question we ask now is, will we learn to adapt when climate change is a continuous process and we cannot depend on growing food to support the population? The idea is we cannot wait for a return of climate. It is not returning now. We're moving into a new world, and that means civilization must learn to adapt at this time. In the face of this crisis, we must recognize a very important fact, that it is not too late to learn how to adapt and create a technology that will allow us to survive through this period of climate upheaval. This is a time for us to come together as a world population and recognize this is not a problem that affects one country, it affects every human on this planet. Will we be able to survive this? Well, it's up to us at this moment, because we are the ones that can create that change. If we rise to the challenge and work together, we'll do much more than just survive this climate change. We'll create a civilization that will be able to successfully move into the future. Myself and my fellow Meisters have a lot of work together, so it's time for us to get into action, and I gotta get out of here because I'm freezing my butt off.